good, YouTube? Quinn Wade holding it down for the Basketball Analysis Podcast on Analysis Playground on YouTube exclusively with that what do you expect analysis season preview basically on the Brooklyn Nets. Now we know that this team won 26 games last year, but they continue to gut their roster and they have a lot of interesting prospects and a lot of guys that's going to need a lot of reps and a lot of time. This is going to be a hard and frustrating season for the Nets fans and the organization because they're going to get a lot of beatings. They're going to be embarrassed. They're going to look terrible just because they just don't have the experience. They just don't have the talent, and they're still going to be trying to figure out how to play with each other on the basketball court. The highlight of this team is probably going to obviously be Nicholas Claxton. And if it's not going to be him, it's going to be Michael Porter Jr. And if it's not going to be him, of course, it's going to be Cam Thomas, who's 23 years old. We knew that he can play. We knew that he would be a bucket in the NBA. He has lived up to that. Like I said, you usually can see who's going to be able to impact the NBA in high school or college. He passed all the tests, although he did go 27th in the draft in 2021. He got to a point where he can average 24 points per game. I know he didn't shoot the field goal percentage that you would like, but he had to do some good, bad, and ugly shot creation type of things because he was the best scorer on the team and the best shot creator. He has had 2 seasons where he averaged 20. The problem with last year, he only played 25 games. That was probably the biggest letdown. They wanted to see more of him. They wanted to have him be a big part of what they're doing. And on top of that, they ended up allowing him to sign a qualifying offer because they couldn't come to agreement. And that happens. Obviously, you thought he was good. You thought he can be a steal in that position. You take him, then you got to pay him. But he's not really helping you win too many games. And I don't really think this team is going to win too many games, to be honest with you. I think we all would agree on that, just based off this roster. But he's showing you that he has potential to be a playmaker. He's showing you that he can be a legitimate three-point scorer. Also, a guy that can handle the ball and create for his teammates off the dribble while creating for himself. So, basically, a combo guard is what they're aiming for him to be. But he's also a guy that really likes to get his. This guy has the ability to put his head up, sees whatever's coming his way, and tries to adjust and adapt and try to put the ball in the basket. That's what he always has been, honestly, and he's just trying to smooth out his game, but I don't really expect him to be disappointed unless he gets banged up and injured again. The more you have to score, the more they rely on you, the more chances of you getting injured. That is what I always see, and that was a big reason why he got injured last year, is because the more you do and the more you try to force things up, the more collisions, the more knockdowns you get, and that increases your chance of having a significant injury for you to miss time. But this is a prove-it year for him if he wants to get paid some good money this offseason. If he wants to go to a different team this offseason, he also has to show that he can play a different style in a different way, unless he might be locked in or labeled as a bench scorer for the rest of his career. Once the coach make you what you are, especially with a role, especially early in your career, and it makes sense, other coaches are going to try to implement that for their team or not give you a roster spot at all. So basically what I'm saying, Cam Thomas, get in where you fit in. If you're great enough to be a starter, show you that you can improve, show that you have grown as a player, and that can increase your chances of being a starter on this team or another team in the future. If that doesn't work, you might have to embrace being a six-man microwave type of scorer slash playmaker a little bit off the bench. As long as you're in the NBA, as long as you're playing, the style in the game that you want to play, even if it's in a minor role, happy. And that's the best way to say it for Cam Thomas, who was a little frustrated that he didn't get the contract that he wanted, he didn't get the respect that he wanted. But he still is a player with a lot of promise, and he can be very special in the future, even if it's for another team. But other than that, Michael Porter Jr., he's 27. I keep telling people he's not that young. They traded for him. They feel like he has star potential. They really pushing him to the max because they need him to be a great player for the trade that they made to make sense. They taking a gamble on a guy that has averaged 18 points. He's in a situation where He has to go back to that high school mentality, which is I got to get the points the hard way. I know everybody's gunning for me. I know everybody's coming for me. I just got to be able to make quick decisions, and I got to be able to knock down shots from the perimeter. He has shown that he can be a guy that can play on and off the ball, and he can make hard and difficult shots even from the three-point line. He has shown that he can be a good rebounder. I think that they need that. He has shown that he can be a floor spacer and a guy that can put the ball on the floor a little bit and make shots. They need that. And like I said, this guy has shot 39% or higher the last 3 seasons, and he has played over 60 games in all of those seasons too. So he's going to need to be durable. He's going to have the same problem as Cam Thomas, where he might get injured and banged up here and there, just for trying to carry the load and trying to do a lot for the team. Hopefully he stays healthy so we can see him play at his best. This is a situation where he's more free. He's able to have the ball in his hands more. He's able to do more compared to a team like Denver. I know people are going to say it don't matter that much because it's not like he's going to be helping his team win a crazy amount of games. But it's just good to have this type of experience. It's good to have this type of role to show what you can do and to show how great of a player you are. And I think Cam Thomas will agree with that. That's why it kind of makes sense to have both of them because they both feel that way probably. They both probably going to understand that the NBA can make you feel that way. Basketball in general can make you feel that way depending on who your teammates are. Because Cam Thomas, he played underneath Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and he never was given a shot because of that reason. We don't really need you that much because we have them. When we lose them, then we can see you pick up that role, and he did. And I can see Michael Porter Jr. doing the same thing. The chances and the opportunities are going to be there. So it makes sense for him to take advantage of that. I mean, Michael Porter Jr., the most shots he took in the season was 13.6. He's going to be closer to 20 this year because they only need him to score that much to be competitive. And he also, like I said, is going to have to improve his passing because there's going to be a lot of shots he's going to want to take and a lot of shots he's not supposed to take, but they're going to allow him to do it. But you also have to look for his teammates so he can get and generate better shots for himself. And, you know, isolation scoring is already tough, especially when you're not as quick and as fast like Michael Porter ain't because he's a bigger guy, but he also has the ability to shoot over guys. He's going to have to use that to his advantage as much as he can also. And that's something that he has been working on, and that's something that he is adding to his game this offseason. So it should be fun seeing that. And then obviously Nick Claxton, he's going to be a guy that they're going to look forward to setting screens and getting into the paint and finishing strong. He averaged 10 and 7. He's going to be around those numbers again. I think that he could be a double-double depending on his minutes. They have a lot of guys that's going to play a lot of minutes, like Noah Clowney, or you can even say Day'Ron Sharpe. You can also say Danny Wolf. They might not be the greatest scorers, but Danny Wolf adds a little bit of screen setting and playmaking, and a guy that understands how to use his strong body. He's 7 feet 254, so he's going to be a guy that may not shine crazy wise when it comes to what he can do on the court, but he also can make guys' jobs a little easier and a little better and bring a little bit of physicality and some strength to that front court. You can say that a guy like Drew Timme, he might actually play some minutes and also do similar things that these other bigs are going to bring to the table, which is bump and knock and try to find a way to get rebounds and finish around the rim to a high level. Those are mainly the guys they're going to use the most at those big positions, along with Nicholas Claxton. You can even think about it like Igor or Agor Demon. What is he going to really do at 19 years old? That's going to be interesting. Same with Ben Sharf. Those guys are not going to play that much, I believe. And even if they do, I don't think they're going to help when it comes to winning because they're so raw and they have better guys that they can play ahead of them. And I think that that's what they're going to probably do. But I think he's still going to crack double digits just so he can get some experience and some time on the court. Same with Ben. It'll be good to see that because we haven't seen really them at all at the NBA level. You have guys like Jalen Wilson that you want to see a little bit more of too. Can he improve that jump shot? Can he improve that shot creation ability to be a guy that can get the ball to the hands? He can make something happen. He showed that he can do something, but he can't make shots consistently, especially perimeter shots. And even as a finisher, he's going to have to work on that. In my personal opinion, Drake Powell, will he even get on the court? And if he does, can he score at a decent clip for the Brooklyn Nets? I think that that's something he's going to have to show if he wants to have a long NBA career. David, I don't think he's going to play that much either. He's another guy that's going to be a bruiser if he does get on the court, but if he doesn't, or he don't even make the roster throughout the entire season, I think that that could be something that could be unfortunate for him, but it could be just reality because they have a lot of guys playing similar position, doing similar things. Tyrese Martin, I also feel the same way about him. He's a guard, but he hasn't shown that he can make shots consistently from the perimeter. He's showing that he can possibly be a catch and shoot 3-point shooter. He has to continue to work on that shot. Same with Terrence Mann. He's a little older like Michael Porter Jr. and Nick Claxton, but he still has some youth to him and some potential to him. He can make a three. He can handle the ball a little bit, make some shots. But they're going to need him to do that more consistently compared to the other teams that he was on because this team is devoid of talent and it can be frustrating. So I think they're going to go with a veteran type player like him to play a little bit more to balance and smooth out some of those lineups. And I think he can do that for them. EJ Liddell, we don't know if he's going to stay on his roster long term, but he's one of those forwards that's trying to be a competitive player to show that he belongs in the NBA and he belongs to the stage. He might try to be a good defender. He might try to also fit in where he scoring wise, where he doesn't get in the way. But he's going to have to show more when it comes to scoring, and he's going to have to fight for his minutes and his opportunity and his chance to stay on the roster. Haywood Highsmith, he has shown that he's an NBA caliber player, but he also has shown that he's replaceable. That's the hardest spot to be in, where people think you're good or people think you can help them, but they're also wandering and looking at other things that can do similar things or can do things that's better than what you can bring to the table. He is showing that he can make threes. I think that that's a big reason why they wanted him. He's going to have to do that consistently for this team. He has to prove himself every single year like every other player. Just because you did it this year, you did it that year, we got to see you do it this year for us, and we're going to see if he can do it. I think he is going to get some good minutes, though, and he is going to get out in transition and do things like that. He's going to help on the boards. He's going to keep the ball moving if he doesn't have a good shot. He's unselfish, but he has to be a little bit more greedy on this team just because he's going to have to show that he's really worth keeping. Kobe Bumpkin is a guy that they took a flyer on. They think that he has some potential. Athletically, he's decent, but he can't really make perimeter shots either. That's going to be his struggle. That's going to be his problem, but they believe that they can iron out some of his game and he can probably become a decent player for them or a decent contributor. We're going to see what he's going to be. He's only 22. He has some more years to show that he can, play at a high level, especially the NBA level. Another thing about it is he is 6'4", 195 pounds, so he has some good size for that guard position. But now he just has to work on the skills and the IQ, and that can help him be a longer player in the NBA when it comes to longevity. And then the other guys like Yuri Collins, Tyson, and you can just say any other guy that might not play enough. They're just playing for can they stay in the league long? How long can they stay in the league? How long is their ceiling in the game? Because they haven't really shown that they can do much. They haven't really shown that they're legit NBA players yet. But that's how it can be. We want to take a shot at you. We want to see what you can do. We want to see, can you help us? And if you can't, we can just waive you. We can just get rid of you. And if you can, we can just keep you on a good contract that benefits us. And it gives you security for another year, possibly in the NBA. And that's a win for you, and that's a win for us. Other than that, I do expect the Nets not to win a lot of games. I don't see them winning more than 25. I think it's going to be 25 or below for them. That's about where they were last year. I think they're really more in that teen range than in the 20s. I don't really see their defense being good enough. They're going to have trouble stopping players. They're going to have trouble putting points on the board. They're going to have to rely a lot on Cam Thomas and Michael Porter to generate shots for them. And they have to stay healthy. If they don't stay healthy, they're going to lose even more games probably than what we think. They haven't, so many problems with this roster, so many problems with a lot of these guys not being able to score or defend, and that's just going to be allowing other teams to pick them apart. Other teams to score at will. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be like, why is this team even in the NBA? People are going to feel that way, but it's part of the process, man. Sometimes when you have a team where you cleared all the cap space to get Kevin Durant and Kyrie and Ben Simmons and James Harden, you got the stars. They always in their prime or close to it. Didn't work out. Now you got to go back to this part of the game, which is the grimy part, the murky part, the ugly part, the nasty part, which is trying to get all these guys on the roster to see who's worth keeping, see who's not, see who you got to get rid of, see who you got to keep. And then on top of that, you have to look at it like we still want to get more talent either during the season or during the draft or free agency to speed it up a little bit or add a little bit more hope to this team or add a player that can help us turn it around faster because they're just that good of a player that they can help, raise the ceiling of this team next year, because I just feel like this year is going to be a wash for them. They're basically going to be a team that you're not going to really watch unless you want to see particular players. And other than that, you're just seeing if they're going to be able to put up numbers, because they ain't going to be putting up wins, which sucks, and it's going to be terrible to see. But this is the position that they're in. It's part of the game. You get to the top, you stay out there as long as you can, you retool as long as you can, but eventually you got to get back to the bottom. And it just how the NBA works and how it always has. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell to get the analysis when it first come out. I do conversation video just like this about various NBA only topics. I also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. I also do mock draft and draft coverage too. So if you love that type of content, you can't get enough of it, this is the channel for you. And all I can say is I got over 3,000 plus videos already on my channel right now that you can watch for free. And not only that, I also upload videos each and every day. So you love basketball content, can't get enough, you'll be happy about that. Other than that, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting me in the past. I really appreciate that. Thank y'all for continuing to care about what I have to say and what I have to make and what I have to show. That's a 50-50 reason why this channel is still around for all these years, is because of that reason. So it makes sense for me to continue, and it makes sense for y'all to continue to watch. And that's the love and the support I need to continue to give for y'all. And I do hope y'all continue to do it for me. I'm giving y'all what y'all want. I'm giving y'all what y'all want to see. And that's the whole purpose of me being a content creator, and that's the whole purpose of y'all being fans. Other than that, I'm going for now. Y'all stay blessed up. Peace. Let's make 2015 a year of the past and 2025 a better year. And let's try to get to 1 million total views. Also, why not try to get to 4,000 plus videos turned in by the end of the year? We got a couple months to go. I'm not slowing down. I'm going to be picking it up since the NBA season is almost here. More content, rundown, rookie analysis, more breakdowns. Also, instant analysis is coming back. So many things that y'all love from the channel will be here. I just need y'all to continue to watch and stay healthy so y'all can live long enough to see more analysis from me. Other than that, I'm going for now. Y'all stay blessed up. Peace.